Hi everyone. I'm gonna just do a vlog of how I went to Buari in Abuja, Nigeria for an outreach with Torbam Foundation in conjunction with Turbometrics. Now let me tell you, first of all, I messed up. I was supposed to be at the general meetup time at 9 a.m. and I don't know how comes I was ready, but I didn't get to the place until like 10:30. And I was supposed to meet with like the founder and like have some conversations with him. But ask me why I went so late and there was no room to actually have a proper conversation. My name is at work. Jesus! But let me now tell you what happened. So in this car I joined, the founder was right there, that's him. And then I was sitting with like two other doctors and then myself. Listen to me, I was so upset with myself because there was no grounds for me to like have the conversation because obviously he was upset that I came late. Anyways, we were traveling. I would call it traveling because we spent like 2-3 hours. We even lost our way like twice trying to get to this place. So we went to a community called Jiko community, which is spelled Zhiko, and this is where we got into Buari. Like we had entered the place properly and we were trying to find out, we were trying to get to the community. We're actually going to a primary healthcare community in the Jiko community there in Buari. So yes, this is us passing through. Like the empty lands there were crazy. I even heard that a plot of land there was going for about 50,000. And if you wanted to do farming, you guys, this is a great way to invest your money. Go to one of these places, build a farmland there, and buy a land and start farming. That would be a great way for you to make money. So the founder of Topham Foundation said we were gonna go to a place that's like, we're going to the community, to the primary healthcare community, to reach out to them to help do, that's the name of the place, Pesepa. So we're supposed to go there and then reach out to the community, and we're gonna like doing like diabetes test because the Tobam Foundation generally focuses on like diabetes tests, but we're going to do like a full like body workup for them. And then we got to the primary healthcare. Let me tell you guys, this place was so small. They were so understaffed. I can't even start to explain like what was going on there. Like they didn't have resources. I would even show you videos of where their drugs were. I mean, in Buari, it was so terrible. They didn't have drugs, they didn't have anything, they didn't even have access to medical care. Imagine that for a person who's chronically ill, they would have to go all the way to like the Kubwa, like driving like 1 hour plus just to get to proper healthcare. I think it's so crazy. And they were a community of over 1,000 people. Just imagine. Here, the founder was trying to introduce and tell him that we were still expecting more doctors and they were on their way. Because this is a very, very local community. Like, there are no words to explain how deep inside this community is. Anyways, then we got there and we introduced ourselves and we came into the office. This was the doctor's office, and he's like the only professionally trained person there. The other people were volunteers. So he's almost like he was sent into exile into this place and having to do all these things on his own. In fact, he was even explaining that some of the tests, that like the diabetes kits that they used to test people there, he had to use his personal money to get it. That first of all blew my mind. Like, how would he have to go all the way, like buy a kit that you will use for a government office? Imagine having to put yourself in that position where you're the only one that is like providing for a community like this. There are people that don't even know that they're not feeling so good, they're not feeling so well. Here the founder was trying to explain to him that that we were gonna be conducting diabetes tests on them, and we're going to be checking how healthy they are. Also, they were also going to be doing like ECG tests where they're going to be checking their heights, checking their sugar levels, and the rest of them. So he was basically just having a conversation with him and talking with him. And the man was very patient. He was actually a very lovely person. So one of the doctors asked him, what kind of tests do they do here? And he was trying to basically explain that the only tests they could do were malaria rapid tests. And that something as this as typhoid test, as a whiteout test, they have to go all the way to town to do it. And he was now trying to take out the kit. That's the diabetes kit there, the blood sugar testing kit. And he said he had to buy that with his personal money, like his own money, just so that he can do tests on somebody, on the people there, because they almost had like a chronic case a few months ago. Anyways, imagine being in this place. He's the only professional there. He's the only healthcare person there. And they don't even have access to drugs. They don't have access to medical things. There's no drug, there's no nothing. They can't give them drugs. They can't even something as little as a test, a wider test. Imagine if somebody had an infection. There was no way to check. There was no way to, take care of them there as the only health person in that whole community of over 1,000 people. So that was really crazy to me, honestly. I felt so bad for these people because they are such a striving community. So here the other doctors arrived. That's Dr. Moses, the tall man, and then right behind him was a man they fondly called Alaji. The lady standing right there is called Miss Esther, and all four of them are actually doctors. And they decided to put in, we need to give these people their flowers because they really, really did a great job. And it takes a lot for you to like have what you have and still want to reach out to people that don't have. So they are coming there. They explained to them. They spoke to the health personnel and explained why they were there. And he was very welcoming, basically. There or not, we said yes. So he was not showing us the inventory and their pantry. I don't even know what to call it, but they did not have medicine. As you can see, he was looking so pathetic. In fact, it was as if they don't even have access to drugs like common paracetamol and the rest, and it was just terrible. So after speaking to him, we decided that we were going to go set up. And here is the transition into this is actually the reception area where they attended to a community of 1,000 plus people, over 1,000 people. That's in constituting the Pespa community and the Jiko community. This was their reception, and there was they're understaffed and they didn't have enough amenities. And this was when we were preparing for them to come. So they started coming in one by one after our meeting, and they were coming in and they were so patient. Apparently they had even come in the morning, but because we lost our way and we didn't reach there on time, a lot of them went back. So this was them coming in one after the other, and then they were setting up at this was the point where they were, taking samples and testing them, their sugar levels, and, doing other tests like their blood pressure tests and the rest of them. So that's the doctor, and they all started coming in. It was so quick, like the place got crazy quickly, but they were so patient. This was when we were trying to set up, and in less than 20 minutes, we had over 20 people, and that's me, attending to them, getting their biodata and their information so that they can actually proceed to get themselves tested, get results, and know if they're healthy. And yeah, some of them were actually quite educated, but like 90% of them didn't know English, which is why the team was so grateful for Newa, who was translating from Hausa to English and just made it very seamless. And the founder was so gracious. He kept teaching and letting them know how to use some of these gadgets that he left with them. It was just actually quite wonderful. We thank God because it was a good day and we were able to reach out to the community. And I can't wait for Topam Foundation to come back and actually do more for them. So yeah, it was a great day. Bye.